We can't keep doing this. We can't keep stepping over 100 dead bodies to focus on a life that was taken by the police. We literally passed over 100 dead bodies. Do y'all understand what's going on? Do y'all understand the mind games? Do y'all understand what they want you to focus on? They want you to focus on everything racial because there's a political agenda tied to it. It's a moneymaker tied to it. Nobody wants you to look behind you and see that you just walked over 100 dead black people. 100 dead black people in America you just walked over to focus on a trans person or a black person killed by a white police officer. We don't control the narrative on Black Lives Mattering. And this is why everybody else's issues always supersede our issues. You know why? Because we have not taken care of home first. We have not made it a big deal when we are killing us. And because we haven't made it a big deal, nobody else does. Once we step over that first dead body, the whole mission is compromised. Once we step over that first dead body and we are not outraged, the whole mission is compromised. The trans community has about 30 something, maybe deaths a year, homicides a year, and they make a huge deal about it. You mess with somebody from the trans community and there's a huge deal made. You mess with somebody from the LGBTQP community and there's a huge deal made. We're dying every day and they don't even mention it. We don't even mention it. We don't even march in the streets. We don't even protest about it. We don't even discuss it. We can't even discuss it. We can't even talk about the homicide rates in our communities. Nobody's life can truly matter until our life matters. Nobody's life can truly matter until our life matters, because what's done to the least of us will eventually be done to all. They have convinced us that we can't talk about us dying every day, but we can step on the front line for other people. That's crazy. That's crazy. They've convinced us that we can't talk about the homicide rates in our communities, but we can fight for everybody else when one of them is killed. That's crazy. And you all can't see the mind games. You all can't see the manipulation. I'm the one that sound like the bad guy. I sound like the bad guy because I'm speaking the truth, and it's the truth. Black life doesn't matter. And you know why black life doesn't matter? Because it wasn't supposed to. Black life wasn't supposed to matter. That's why they called us black. They tried to curse us forever. That's why they called us black. This is why black life doesn't matter. Black life wasn't meant to matter. But guess what? Your life was meant to matter, and my life was meant to matter. It didn't have to be black in front of it. It don't have to be trans in front of it. You know why? Because life matters. How about that? How about life matters? Because clearly, when it comes to black life, they're telling us when black life should matter. They're telling us when black life can matter. They're the ones profiting off of black life being lost, or black life being pushed into a prison system, or black life being used for organs, or black life being used for resources and talents. Black life being used, they determine the worth of black life. It's not us. Stop picking and choosing. If you're going to be outraged, stop picking and choosing. You got to deal with yourself first. You got to look in the mirror and deal with yourself first. Then you can go out and deal with the world. But you got to deal with yourself first. We can't keep stepping over dead bodies to focus on bodies that have an agenda attached to them. I'm sorry. We can't keep stepping over, as y'all say, black people. We can't keep stepping over us and only focusing on dead bodies they tell us to focus on. We can't keep doing it. Black life has to matter to us first. And I'm going to say it even better. Life has to matter to us first. Life has to matter to us first. So guess what? If life matters to us first, then now everybody's life is going to matter. I'll say it again. It's a setup. It's all a setup. They creating all these narratives and we falling right into place with them. It's all a setup. It is all a setup. What they're setting everything up is for a black life to not matter at all. Do you understand that? And they've been showing us this whole time. But the setup is for black life not to matter at all. But guess what? Your life matters and my life matters, just like a trans person's life matters, like a gay person's life matters, an obese person's life matters, a white person's life matters. Life matters. Even an animal's life matters. So if you're going to be outraged at what happens to the trans community, make sure you're outraged at all of it. Make sure you're outraged at all of it. Stop picking and choosing. The very foundation of character is I'm not going to pick and choose. I'm going to stand on these principles. So if you're going to be outraged at what happens to the LGBTQP, don't forget X, Y, and Z community, then make sure you're outraged at all of it. Make sure all of it has you outraged. And what you'll find is, if you get outraged and you stop picking and choosing, you'll never have any sleep. You'll never get any rest. You will be in a constant state of outrage. But you all are not prepared to do that. So what I suggest is, you're not going to be outraged by all of it, then don't be outraged at all. Stop picking and choosing, because when you pick and choose, all you're saying is black people are going to be last. When people pick and choose, that means we're last. I'll say it again. When people start picking and choosing, that means we are last. It's been 500 years and there's no outrage. Don't tell me it's not a setup. It's been 500 years. Don't tell me it's not a setup. And the trans community has a flag. And the trans community has a flag. And dear black people, you don't have a flag. You don't have a nationality. You don't have an identity. And you don't have a land. Stop picking and choosing. Wait for it. Free blast. Get money. Go.